Good morning, it's Monday morning, and whilst I was doing the video I realised I hadn't really give you a good view of the car. So first of all, let me show you around this beauty. It's a 964 turbo 3.6. It's a rare car, in beautiful condition, 15,000 miles from new. Yes, it looks good, but we are going to make it look better. Now, you can see I've got the obligatory charger, charging the battery while the car's with us, and that's an auto maintain box, so it will maintain the battery all the time it's here. I have to disconnect it when I'm working around the front, but it goes back on after. So I thought I'd just give you a walk round and show what this car actually looks like, and not just the bits that I've been showing you. These aren't the original wheels. The original wheels are refurbished and going to arrive by the time I've finished what I've got to do. So you'll see it in its full glory later on. You've seen me doing starting the interior. But it is a lovely, lovely, lovely thing. And I'm working on this with, he is going to drive the car, but while it's being driven, we're going to try and protect it as much as we can from the dirt side of things. So some of the carpeting, you see me cleaning this carpet and this carpet, have now been sealed in plastic. It can be torn off easy. It self-glues to the back, so it can be changed, removed, but it will keep the carpets nice and clean. There's plenty of overmats that go over the rest of these panels, but this one in particular, which was the dirtiest, basically it had a lot of staining to get out, and this plastic will preserve that for as long as the plastic lasts. I mean, I can always have the panel back and do it again, and I'm sure I'll be maintaining the car. So it's up to the owner. If he wants it removed, I'll remove it, but I want to preserve what we're doing as much as we can. Now, this did have nice stripes in it when I started to apply this, but of course the glue has pulled all the pile back out of shape. I'm about to do these floor mats. This is the base floor mat that goes, and you actually slightly add some little bit of glue holding it in place. So I'm going to start cleaning these next, and then we have the overmats. Now again, I'm going to speak to the owner and see if he wants the overmats covered in plastic as well. It'll enable him to still drive it, but not have to worry about the dirt getting ground in where your heels rub on the carpet. I mean, it will wear through, but I don't suppose it will be driven that often. But you can see there is some grime to get out the rest of them. These, as you can imagine, these are the rear mats, and they won't get used much, I'm sure. So let's get them clean. We'll get them covered, and the base one, like that one over there, that will be covered as well. The only problem you do have, of course, is that the overmats can slide about, but if we have a look on the overmats for the front of the car, they have these locking clips in them, and we're having some new brackets with the clips on to hold them in place, so they shouldn't slide too much. So for the time being today, I'm going to carry on cleaning these bits and then I'm going to get down to the nitty gritty inside the car with the carpets that are left. And let's just open the door. There is still plenty to clean up inside the car. So deep cleaning this interior, it's not a 5-minute job, you know, and you don't always get all the marks out on the first batch of cleaning. So it will be what it will be, and how long I spend on it is anybody's guess. But I won't be satisfied until I'm sure it's clean. So I'm going to crack on now and get the extractor out and get these clean. Right then, thank you very much, and I'll see you soon. Right, I've filled my machine up with upholstery cleaner and got it all ready. So we'll just start cleaning. Thought I'd just let you have a look. You can see it's quite clean. It's not pulling much dirt out at all. Normally you can see all the rubbish coming out, but these carpets aren't that bad anyway. Of course, this end's a bit more dirty than the top end because this is in front of the seat. This goes up into the wheel arch or into the bulkhead. Extract as much of the water as we can, which will cut down on the drying time. I'm just going to keep going over the carpet. I'll show you a bit more when I get over to them carpets, so I'll see you in a bit. Right friends, thought I'd just show you what's going on with these. Now the carpets, obviously at 15,000 miles, they're not going to be terribly dirty, but these back seats, what happens is they get shuffled around, and as you can see, I hope you can see that, these end up running by the seat runners, and as they twist they get dirt on the edges. So these will all be cleaned. I'll clean these separately with a degreaser to get the oil out. So I'm going to just do the carpet first and get whatever grinds in the carpet, and then I shall go around the piping, because you can see here, and basically it's because they're not stuck down or anything, and they shuffle about as the seat goes backwards and forwards, and that sticks up because they're not terribly flat. Yeah, it pulls the carpet in, and you end up with all this oil. So I'll clean them separately, but first I thought I'd just show a bit more of the cleaning of this, and we'll see if any dirt comes out. Just trying to get right up to the edges where the oil's rubbed. Right on the edge of the piping. And it's stuck. Make sure we suck as much water out as we can, because I don't want them drenched. You probably can't see as well as I can, but it is pulling some of the dirt out. Now you might think, why do I spend so much time instead of just going over and over? And basically the bits that need more work, it's not a race to get them finished. I want to get them as good as they can be. So the time is irrelevant. I'll just keep cleaning them until I'm satisfied that some of these stains have gone. And then I'll work away across the carpet doing exactly the same. Now, I'll make sure, that is virtually touch dry now, because I make sure I extract as much of the water as I can. Basically, if you don't, it ends up deteriorating the base. This rubberized material that's on the back will degrade because if they're that wet. So I make sure that I get as much water back out as I can before I put the carpets away to dry. And they don't take much drying, to be fair, because I do get them that dry. So I'll crack on, get this done, then we'll compare it against that one. Well, I've finished cleaning the carpet and I've just been round the piping to remove the dirt, and that's what's come out of the piping alone. So something that didn't look dirty, that's what was on it. So that one's nice and clean now. All the piping, I've done the back of the piping as well. So that'll just be put out to dry, and we'll have a look as it dries, make sure we've got the stains out. There was a bit of oil staining around this corner, and I've had to get in a few times to try and remove it. So I'm going to recheck that after it's dry. But it's pretty dry now, but we'll see what it's like when it's dried. Right, I'll see you in a bit. I'll get on with the other one. Well, today I'm going to start cleaning the interior panels that are still in the car. Just a little bit of grubbiness, as you can see, to get rid of. I did the vinyl parts of the car yesterday. Actually, I'll need to have another little go at that bit up the top there. And now it's dried out, you can still see some marks, and I don't want any marks, so I'll be having another go at that. And then start cleaning all this, start with the tunnel and work my way back. And I've got a nice little brush to agitate the Dr. Beckermans, and I've got the mini steamer out and the extractor to pull the dampness out of it. They're all ready to go, just waiting for the heat to build up in the steamer, and then we shall start having a rub about and see if we can remove some of these dirty marks. You know, it's they're not really black, but you know, it's just where the feet touch there really, and the rear seat area is about the dirtiest, and the same over there, and that's where the button controls on the seat would be. So it does get a bit of use. And now the console's out, I can clean right over the edges as well, make it nice and even. So I'm going to spend a few hours in here today. You know, this is not going to be a quick go over. It's going to be inch by inch until it's to my satisfaction, and hopefully it should be a lot better than it is now. Right, I'll see you a little bit later. I'm going to do some work. Well, yesterday afternoon I spent quite a long time fitting this original window sticker in the car. You can see it's still got some water underneath it that's got to evaporate out. But I thought I'd show you what I used. A little rule, some tape to mark the centre line and the base line, the squeegee to put it in, which was so tricky to use, and a Sharpie to mark the glass, to put the lining tape on. This is the original company that supplied the car, and so I've refitted the sticker, or a new sticker from that company. Basically, you've seen the pictures, just mark the centre line, measured up from the rubber 70 millimeters. You can still see the Sharpie marks on the glass there, and then put the tape across so that I could line the top of the red up to the line, which is quite difficult when the stripe's on the outside and then you're looking from the inside. You can't really tell where it is, but my good friend Gary was here to tell me when it was level. So I'm gonna give this another wipe over inside, try and push some of that water out, and I've got to clean the inside of the screen, but I'll get to that before I clean the upholstery at the back of the car. But I just thought I'd show the tools that was used to do it, and a lot of patience. Right then, I'll see you in a bit. Hi, I've done this side of the tunnel on the driver's side, and I'm just going to start cleaning the leather on the rear seat pads, and I'm going to do the face first and do the carpet side and the back in a bit, but I thought I'd show you what I'm doing. Now here, where the seat belt's been rubbing, looks a bit discoloured, so I've got some leather stain remover from Furniture Clinic, and I'm just going to see if the stain, whether it's a stain or whether it's just shined up because of the years of the seat belt rubbing against it. Sometimes, you know, it's just the patina of the age of the vehicle. So I'll just dab a bit on and see what's happening. I don't want to go too mad because I don't want to drag out any of the colour. That's it. As you can see, a little bit more. And that's got 99.9% of that staying out. So now, got my Kosh Chem mix of leather cleaner, and I'm going to liberally apply the cleaner. Let's put a microfiber here just to catch. It's all going to be cleaned and extracted anyway. And I've got a Car Pro soft brush. I mean, these aren't terribly dirty. They're just a little bit shiny. And really, we want to get it back to natural looking. And of course, I want the stitching looking nice and clean. Make sure we're getting all the little creases, but the steam will push the rubbish out of it. Right. You can actually see the dirt running that's just come out that seat. So you can see it. So, even though they look clean, it doesn't mean that they are. Now, this should leave this with a lovely matte finish. I mean, I am going to coat them with G-Technic leather seal, so they won't be as matte, but it should leave them looking fresh. And the difference between this side, I think it probably be noticeable because of the shine on here, and this is now matte, and the stain's gone, or 99.9%, but the seatbelt does. When it's in its position, the edge of the seatbelt keeps rubbing it. So I'll be cleaning the seatbelt when I do the side bolster. So there we have it. That's one part done. Let's get the rest done. Right, hope you're enjoying watching this concourse detail. We're going really in depth, as you can tell, and I'm going to get it as good as we can. So I'm going to crack on, get some work done, and you know, we can't keep setting the camera up and film everything, but it's repetition, it's the same thing over and over. But you know, some people do like to watch that, so, and I know the owner does, and that's what's important. So I'm going to crack on and get the rest looking like that. Lovely. Right, I'll see you a bit later. As you can imagine, the inside of the door lever gets quite dirty, and got some quite grounding dirt around the edges. So I've got the Furniture Clinic stain remover, and I'm just going to gently massage down these edges. That's what's come out. So it's all worth, you know, having a go. All the intricate bits all gathers dirt, so I'm just going to go over it again, because you can guarantee I haven't removed everything with one good swipe. So put the lid on so I don't spill it all over the car, and and that's what come out the second time. So you see, you think you've got things clean, but there's always dirt trapped somewhere. Now that looks lovely and clean. I'll remove some stains from the lower panel. And that looks as good as new. So I'm going to move on, and you can see the seats now done. The back of the seat's done. Now I've got to do the other side now. I'll take the camera out and should be able to show you the difference in gloss between the leather that I've done here and the seat that I haven't done there. So I'll remove the camera and I'll try and show you. Right, you can see that's like a satin matte finish, and the seat looks shiny, and we want it all to look like that. This carpet's now clean. That ridge there that looks like dirt is actually the rib where the seat bolster behind fits. It's not dirt, it's actually a ridge in the carpet. But got the staining that was in that plate there, and you've just seen I've done this B pillar inside trim as well. So this side rear is done, and I'm going to move, well, it isn't done because I've still got the back in there and the side to do. So I was telling Porky's there, but that's got to be done. But I'll do the seat so that I can put the seats back up and then do the carpet that's on the seats. So, and you can see over on that corner of that's quite dirty over there. So I'm going to move over there now. I won't bother filming it because it's just going to be the same as what's happened this side, and we'll see what the results are later. So see you later. Well, I've now finished cleaning everything on the driver's side of the car interior. Now these, I can guarantee this has been on since it come out the factory, because it's part of this sticky stuff that they stick on the floor. So, you know, I could cut it off or whatever, but you know, you don't see it when the mat's on there, so I'm just going to leave that. But everything else, you know, there was quite bad staining on there that I've had to go over a few times, but it's now looking lovely. Just leaving it to dry out. So I've spent more time extracting than I have actually cleaning, but it's all coming out nice. I've cleaned all the leather under here, and obviously sprayed it with the steamer. And now I'm looking at this rubber around this door. Now I've been having a little go to see how easy it is to get these marks out, but as I go around you'll see there's like white lines in the rubber, and to be honest it gets worse and worse. See if I can just focus this better for you. Not focusing very well, but this rubber around the door has got all these white marks in it. You probably see it better there because I'm not pointing the light at, the camera into the light, but it's covered in this these white marks. So I'm now going to remove all the marks out of this door rubber. See down there, and it was quite bad there in particular, and I haven't got it all out yet, but you can see it's going to make a big difference to that rubber. And while I've got the steamer out, I'm cleaning all the door jamb. I want to clean that rubber up, get that rubber clean, It just saves a job later on. And while I'm here with the steamer and everything, I might as well do it. But the everything's come up absolutely lovely. I'm really pleased with it. It's taking quite a long time, but that's me. So I've just got to clean up these brake pedal and whatnot a little bit better. Get the brush on that while I've got the steamer on this. Right, I'm going to get on and get this rubber done. I can move to the passenger side then and start removing some of the marks out of that. Right then, I'll see you a little bit later. I'm using quite a stiff bristled brush because this has got grooves in it. I'm using this stiff brush to get in the grooves to remove whatever it is that's on there that looks white. Now obviously I'll have to let it dry out to check that I've got it all out, because you can't tell when it's wet. But I've had to go down the door jamb and it's now drying out and showing me a couple of places that I've not missed, but it hasn't quite come out. So I'm just working my way around this rubber. Let it dry, go over it again if I need to, and slowly should remove all the whatever it is that stains it, and then once it's removed I can treat the rubber. Helps preserve it, keep it soft, put some rubber conditioner on it, and should be good to go for another 29-ish years. Of course, that's really, you don't realise some of these cars are older than you think they are. Those poster cars when we was kids, you know what I mean? And I'm 64 now, so you tend to forget that these cars are getting on in age. And although this hasn't done any mileage, it's still stood around somewhere for a long time. And you could see by some of the dirt that I got out of the interior that they still get grubby, even with low mileage. You know, it's you know, the environment they're kept in isn't always like clinical. So this is why we're going over this car in such fine detail to get it back as close as I can to what it come out the factory like, if not better. So I'll keep cracking on with going round and down the door and across the bottom where the foot plate is. Let it dry, check it over, treat it, and then move on to the passenger side. See you in a bit. I've just been cleaning all the grooves and everything out on the pedals, and noticed that there's a big chip underneath. I don't know how that's happened, but it's on the clutch pedal. And although probably nobody's ever going to notice, I've cleaned the metalwork up so that the grease don't go back on the carpets that I've cleaned, and I'm going to touch that in now with black paint. And like I say, nobody'd ever notice, but I'm here, I'm cleaning it. These things might as well get done. It is a concourse detail, so every detail that I can correct I will, if I can. Right then, I'll go and find my paint.